Hello and welcome to a new stream. What? No armor, less. What? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's it going, Nick? How's it going, Monolith? It's good to have you here as always. And yeah, I have some things to show you today. Armor, as I said in the beginning, or as I said in the title, is one of the things that I want to show you. And generally, like as I've done in the past streams, just show you like everything that I've worked on for this past week and what I plan to work on next. So yeah, that's it. I don't know why, but it's not registering the bot. It's not sending the signal to Discord to like in the uploads in the uploads panel, chat, whatever. Yeah, it's not showing up there, so I had to manually like just share the link to the live. Well, whatever. And you say I have noticed. I thought I fixed that last time. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a big deal though, because I'm just running one stream, so not a big deal. Yeah, let's start with getting into Unity. Let's go over here. Let me just get my virtual background going on. Remove. Also, one thing. Next week I won't be streaming because I have to go and do a medical checkup during Friday, and I won't be here during the time that I normally stream. So, no stream next weekend or next week. Alrighty. Remove. Here. Main. All right. So the most interesting thing is that I've worked on this week is clothing items, because I have worked on other things and I'm gonna show you then. But I think the most interesting part is just having clothing, because now it's like super simple. The clothes that the player has. Let me get this into maybe this screen. I'll have to do some things in the inspector because I don't have the menu for equipping and unequipping stuff yet. I have been working on it, and I think I'm like halfway through the implementation of the system for equipping and unequipping stuff, and there are going to be not only, well, for the spells it's going to be like later, but I want to have, before I move on to 0.3, I want to have a menu where you can basically select the clothing items. You can equip passive abilities too. And the spells menu is going to be for later. And Nick, you say, fewer streams. Oh no. Well, it's just one stream. That's not gonna happen next week, and then we're gonna continue with Friday streams of every Friday. More than life, you say, I'm back. What happened? Nothing yet. You just joined at a very good time because I haven't done anything yet. So welcome back to the stream, More than life. And Crafty's over here, says hi. What's up, Crafty? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Alrighty. So I've done 2 sets of armor or clothing, however you want to call them. Because they are now just visual. More than anything else, they are just visual. And I was trying to make them the system first for like basically having the equipping and unequipping functionality. Even though you can't really do it, I have to do it manually in the inspector. The functionality for like equipping things is there. Let's go over here and let's equip this guy with the first armor set that I made. Let's go over. Yeah, it's on mana gear. So there's the mana gear for player clothing mana gear. I probably will restructure this in another way. So I've been using like a ton of mana gears all over the place. Not a big deal, but I think I need to be restructuring that anyway. Right. So the items, or the clothing items, are scriptable objects. That means like they are just pieces of data where I basically say, okay, where does this piece go? what's the match or model of this piece, what are the materials that I'm using, and stuff like that, and it uses that data to then assign that to the player. So let's go with Boots Piece 01. I don't have any other better names for this, so I'm just gonna fully equip the first set of clothing to the player, and I hope you like it. I think it looks like a tin bucket. But you're gonna see. I really like this one. It's just not as magical. Maybe it doesn't fit that well with the fantasy of this being a magic game. But here it is, or Tin Man. Yeah, it's like a medieval armor. I think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. But I guess, or I would. I could understand that someone that sees this don't really like it because it doesn't really fit with the fantasy of you being a mage. But I think you're gonna be having variety anyway, because you can have you don't need to equip the whole set. You can equip just pieces of items. So for example, yeah, this is the full set now. But I could, for example, go over here and I'm just tweaking things through the inspector now, but later you'll be able to do this through a menu. So if I do headpiece 01, I can still like keep the top part if I want, you know. So this thing is like fully modular, like any other RPG, to be honest. But yeah, you can equip whatever pieces you want, and you don't need to equip the full like setup. Yeah, Bob Wizard. Yeah, I thought of making you be able to unequip the hat, but I would need to create a data that's like empty, you know. Not hard to do. I just haven't done it. So yeah, here we go. This is the first set. Well, I'm just gonna equip them. Like there's nothing really. Yeah, I don't have anything to show you in terms of combat. Like, this is not a combat update. Like, everything works as expected. This is just matches and materials change, so everything works as before. It's just visual for now, and it will have implications in gameplay later. But I've been thinking of what are the implications of gameplay. Let me just get the full armor. Let's go over here. Yeah, headpiece for this is this one. Let me go over here. All right. So yeah, I've been thinking about what I could be doing with this, because in other games, what armor does is basically it either like give you stats. Like, for example, with this piece of armor, you have more stamina or more health or whatever, you know. But what could that be in here? Because I don't want to modify your health directly, or like give you more health when you're using a piece of armor. I thought I could maybe have armor be like give you defense. So instead of like adding to your health, it's just gonna modify how many points of damage you're gonna be taking with the damage that you get inflicted to, or yeah, with the damage that you receive. But it's still something to be considered. Probably won't be doing that, and yeah, I have to think about what I will be doing for this. And the other thing that I really need to, that I would really like to do, and I do plan to do this, I don't know when, probably on 0.3. But I have modifiers, and I have this semi-implemented into the game already, but there is the option for me to add modifiers or bonuses when you equip the full set of something. So if you were to equip the full set of, I don't know, this set, I could say, okay, if this set give you 5 health each piece, but then if you equip the whole set, I'm gonna give you like an extra 20, you know? Things like that. So it's like in Terraria, that when you use full pieces of a certain armor or like clothing, you're gonna get bonuses and stuff. And it's not with all of them, but yeah, I think that would be cool. And Crafty, you said just moved from Lua to C Sharp. And how's the transition been going for you, Crafty? And Nick, you say I did not see last stream. Was it only the crystals? I don't remember. I think pretty much was only the crystals. And yeah, you can see like the animation. It works with all of the heads because it's with all of the hats and whatever. Because it's just like everything is mapped to the same pieces. And you say Stream Court got screamed on by YouTube for abusing their API. So they hid that. It doesn't work at all. I needed to dig in to see the notice at their alt status page. And you say how many armor slots are customizable? You have 4 slots. You can pretty much do anything you want with them. So you can have like whatever variations. I have done 2 pieces of like 2 sets of clothing. So the possible combinations of the wizard set, which you start with, the this one, which I have in screen, and the other one is like if you count 4 pieces for every single one of them, and yeah, 4 by 4, 16 times 4 is like 64 combinations that you can do with all of these clothing items. So let me show you the other one. Let's go with the other one. Crafty, you say the transition is kind of hard because of the new syntax and the new environment. Yeah, it's expected. It's expected, but at least if you have, well, you have the thing that you're gonna be taking from Lua are more on the structural side or like the concept side. Yeah, it's pretty much very different in syntax, but I think you'll get used to it pretty easily because once you know one programming language is super it's not super easy to transition to another one, but it's way easier than if you didn't know another language before. All right, let's go over here and let me switch. So this is the second set, which I went for something more magical feeling because I do like the set that I just showed you, but it doesn't feel that magical. It feels like a knight in shining armor. It's pretty much a knight in shining armor. And this one is a little bit more magical. I'm not sure about the headpiece, like the hat part of this set. I'm not sure about. I'd like to do something similar to what the wizard hat has, which is like that little, I don't know how you call it, but that little piece, that's a piece of cloth that folds on itself at the end of the hat. But yeah, I do like it. I do like it, but I think I would tweak it a little bit more before like putting it like fully into the game. Yeah, it looks funky. It looks like I don't know why, but it gives me the impression of a turtle or something. I don't know. I do like it. It's maybe the hat's not for me. Yeah, maybe changing the color of the hat looks odd of the color, I think. Well, we can do that like right now. I think we could. Let's go over here. Let me go to the headpiece, and here I have player main light. I'm gonna choose another material, so I'm gonna go with. I've tried this one before, but oh yeah, okay. Here, player main, and this is the regular color of the player. Let's see if I switch it now. Let's go to the player. On managers here. And I'm going to be putting boots piece over here, chest, hands, and the headpiece. And I mean, it can look a little bit better. I'm not sure if you would agree with me, but I think it might be a little bit better than the other color that I had going on. Just a little bit darker. maybe a little bit better. And Crafty, you say, when did you learn C sharp from? Where did you learn C sharp from? And oh boy, the syntax is not 1% similar to Luau. I learned in the internet basically, taking a lot of courses and a lot of like I just read a lot of documentation throughout the process of learning, doing a bunch of projects too to learn, and yeah, like just courses. Born is here. It says hello. I'm here. How are you today, Roman? Sorry I'm late. Yeah, no worries, Born. It's a pleasure having you here, and I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you? Yeah, so the color of the hats changed. I think it's a little bit better, but I still have to tweak some things. So I made these pieces of like these sets of clothing. Um, this probably, I'm not sure if they're gonna be in the game like at release, because I still have to, as I said and I've said multiple times before, I have to like do a remake of all of the things visual in the game. Maybe it's not going to change that much, or maybe it's going to change a lot of how the game looks, because a lot of you, well, not a lot of you, but I think Unict, maybe Cheese also said it, and people that I know that have played that have played the game and tried it have said that it looks generic, like they like the game concept and whatever, but the map and all of the other stuff like looks generic, and I know it does look generic because I'm using an asset pack basically, which is super generic, to be honest. It's not bad. The pack itself is not bad. It's just that I would have to do some more things to like make it my own, because it's generic, so it's easy to use and it's like super modular for any type of game. But I don't think it's not gonna cut it for a full game, or at least not for this one. So yeah, I'll be changing a lot of stuff, and that could mean that there are a lot of visual changes, and maybe in the way the player is structured, or not only the player but enemies and stuff is structured, how I build them up, how I plan the layout of the map too, and of course the UI has to go because it looks super ugly. But yeah, when I do the reimagining, or the locking in of the graphics, I will take care of making armor and making everything like be cohesive, like everything matches, and it's like it's in the same world, because other things that have happened to me before in other games, like for example Blendguard's AI, or sorry, UI, is not cohesive with the game itself. Like it's super big, super generic, like it doesn't really match with what the other graphics of the game are. And need to say, yeah, it's better. The rest needs to be adjusted now to fit it all. But I think darker is better here. And Born, you say, oh my god, I can watch the whole stream today, finally. Awesome. And you say, does Unity come built in with hooking? What is hooking, Born? What is hooking? And Nick, you say, I'll try modding in more ASAP. Alright. And you say the environment is uninteresting, I think. It's a large part of it, yeah. That's fair. I still have to add a lot of content to, basically I will be, on the next version of the next week version, I'll be redoing the gameplay, completely. So there's not going to be more, if there are waves, they're not going to be structured, like it's not going to be the main thing about the game. It's just going to be one part of the game, and it's just not going to be like go to a base and then go and fight another wave of enemies. So yeah, the environment is uninteresting, I think, is a large part of it. If you'll be doing changes, make sure you try to put it with buildings or interesting things. Yeah, like I've seen in other games, like for example, I've looked at videos of how to make your maps interesting, or like just designing maps in overall, and having landmarks is very important, so the player can not only like see interesting things and like be interested to go to those landmarks, but also position itself in the world and like basically guide itself to keep exploring. And Nick, you say if it matches in this style, it would work. Um, yeah, I'll be redesigning the style, but when I do the redesign, I'll be keeping everything cohesive. And Space Guy TIG2 says hi. What's up, Space Guy? Space Guy, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Function hooking. I am not sure what that is. Stillborn. Function hooking. Yeah, by modding. I don't know if it comes built in from the engine or it was an asset or something. I'm still not sure what function hooking is. Could you explain a little bit more so I can get so I know what you're talking about and I can like answer you correctly? And need you say Breath of the Wild? Yeah, like dude, this is heavily inspired by Breath of the Wild. So you have seen my roadmap kinda. But now it's just about locking in the core, and we're super close to locking in the core. But there are a couple of things that I still need to do before locking it in. And I think, dude, that this set looks way better over here. I'm just gonna change the. I'm just gonna change the head to have the. I just love this one, man. It's just awesome. I love it. All right, so yeah, the thing is, what was I saying? I was saying something about. Oh yeah, these things. Let's go over here. Let me bring this over here. We have like 4 tasks. I'm in the middle of this one, so I'm not going to count this one. This is just making the UI menu for you being able to select the clothing items, because I'm doing all of the selection through the inspector now. It's just a menu for you to be able to do that without having to like in the build, while playing. And Space Guy, you say this game looks awesome. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Nick, you say, yeah, you can use harmony to call methods. Add snippets at the beginning, end of a script, change the return, or edit it entirely. With reflection, you can also do that private ones, as well as variables. Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about there, Born. But yeah, so after I do that, I'm gonna try better mouse casting as suggested by Nicked, which I think is gonna work well. I'm not sure why the image is not working over here. Maybe it's because it's no longer on my computer now, because I was hacked, I think last week, or I don't remember when, but I got hacked, so I had to restart my computer completely, and maybe in that process I lost that image. But yeah, then I'll be remaking the gameplay UI layout. Like, I'm not going to care about how it looks in terms of graphics and stuff. It's just like having a more organized layout for gameplay, basically, gameplay reasons. And after that, what comes after? Yeah, I'm gonna build. I don't think I'm gonna be adding the new enemy. I thought I would be adding a new enemy this version. I won't. I have a lot of design thinking that I have to do. So I'm not going to be adding this right now. But what I will do is building an alternative spell upgrade system, which now, if you can see in the game, like this is the in the version that's out, you can try the system, which is basically, for example, I go with the fire spell, and to upgrade it, I just have another combination that I can input to upgrade it. So for example, this version is like this, but if I upgrade it a little bit more, I'm gonna get a larger version of it, and the changes, or what the upgrade does to each spell, is defined by the spell itself. So they each have like 2 like the base and 2 upgrades that are um, dependent on the spell itself. So, for example, one upgrade can do more damage in one spell, but another could like make the for example, in this one, what does the upgrade mean? In the mine spell, it means that it's gonna have a larger area of impact to so enemies can trigger the mine. Space Guy, you say you probably already knew this, but I'm Blue Stickman. I just stopped posting on that account. I post on this one now. Anyway, would you be posting ports of Mega Mage with just the exe file or zip? I didn't know, Blue Stickman, but it's great to have you here. I didn't know. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. Good to have you here. For now, I will only be posting versions of the game on zip because like that's the way I can like compress it, and that's the file format that is expected from itch.io. I am not sure if I will be able to be uploading if I'm able to upload things to itch that are not zips. If I find a way, which I haven't done my research, I always upload zip. I will be doing it just in case that you want to play it that way or install it that way. Native Linux build when? No native Linux build. Maxim Cavaliu says, hey, when have you started development? And how wishlist going? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? I started development last year, probably December last year or something like that. And wish lists are going. I'm not saying, well, to be honest, it's going super bad. If I were to like look at wish lists for what they are now, it's like 50 wish lists or something like that. Which, dude, I'm not complaining. Thank you to everyone that have wish listed the game. But if I want to make this viable and like and I can keep going and I can keep doing games after this game, I have to make sure that I get a lot more wish lists. Yeah, but something like 50 or something like that. Yeah, dude, charts are helping a lot. Like from the the videos that I used to do on the streams, I think the charts are the have had the most impact in terms of views and like getting attention to the game. I should buy a billboard and put wishlist Mega Mage on Steam. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, but dude, I'm doing my best to try and like do better charts, you know. So please, YouTube algorithm, let me hit million views on just one chart, dude. And no, but for real, they're fine. If I post every week and I try to do better and better each time, I think we're gonna have chances of just one. It has to go big, and then maybe we're gonna get like 1,000 wish lists. If we get 1,000 wish lists, like that would be great. And also, once I have the demo, I'm gonna be participating in I'm not sure if in Steam Next Fest. So you know there is like an event on Steam for indies, and over there like you can apply to participate in that event, and it's basically going to show up in the I think it's first page, like in the main page of Steam, is gonna show like all of the games that are indies that have a Steam that have a demo out, so you can try them out and you can wish list it or like basically review or see the demo. Space Guy, you say all right, and Maxime, you say how long are you in game dev? I've been doing games now for well, when I started like I don't know, when I was 17, now I'm 22. But like I started like making my own projects, like not learning, but like making, like 2 years ago, something like that. A little bit over 2 years. Yeah, church helping. Why not Linux native? Doesn't require having a Linux PC and a license. You can't just do it. Yeah, I could, but okay, yeah, I know you. I didn't remember that you have Linux, so you're using a Linux for everything, right? Yeah, I'll be doing a Linux version then, but for next version. So I think I'll be, yeah, I'm gonna be releasing the next version on itch.io next week, hopefully next week. So it's gonna have the clothing system. Hopefully, it will have all of the new things that I please please test this for me. Like be my game testers, so you can tell me all of the things that are wrong, all of the things that you change, all of the things that could be better, so I can like gather that feedback and make this game better. You know. Yeah, and after that version we're gonna like start like doing all of the things with the demo. I think that's gonna take like a month, maybe 2 months, and that's gonna be like, or that's called like a vertical slice, when you have like a presentation of what the game could be, and it's like a small section of the game. Um, so yeah, the demo of Mega Mage is going to like, I'm not sure if it's going to introduce you to any story, but it will like teach you everything that the game has, and it's gonna like basically throw everything at you, or like show you everything that the game has. But it's gonna be just a section. So for example, if the game has 5 areas, you're just gonna go through one, and maybe you'll be able to explore the whole like the whole map, but just one area. And Maxime, you say don't recommend doing official Linux support. That's a headache. Um, I will just only do Windows for the Steam launch. But I don't mind, like it's just pressing port in over here in Unity, and if it doesn't run, like that's gonna be like the end the end of my work in uh in like doing a proper Linux port. I'll just do like a port and that's it. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, I'll try to fix it. But I'm not trying to like do a fully supported Linux game. And MD Farhan says, "Whoa, you have made a lot of progress. Good job for your hard work." Well, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. And welcome to the stream. How's it going? Bluntguard 2.0 when? No, 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 no. I have a ton of things to do already with the game that I'm working on now. And I don't want to divert any of my efforts into another game. That would be it's not needed. Let's just say it's not needed. macOS native does require a PC and a license. Yes, unfortunately, I tried to do a macOS build, but it's just not working. Oh yeah, so this thing you can. I'm actually going to do a short. I was working on today. I'm gonna do a short about the new like clothing system, and yeah, you basically can switch whatever pieces that you'd like over here. So for example, I'll go with the regular hat for or mage, and if I would like to have the other pieces, I don't know, I can do just the gloves and the boots. I can have them of the knight set. Let's call it knight set because it's like pretty much a knight in shining armor. Boots and hands are gonna be from that set. And of course, this is not going to be just for customization, which I think is fine. But it's also going to like change the way, not maybe the way you play, like just you're gonna decide that, but it's going to change your stats. And for example, if I have a super heavy armor that's like super like the knight armor, probably is gonna be like super good at defense, but it's not going to be like super good for like magical stuff. So I don't know. I have to think about the armor sets that I want to have in the game, how you're gonna get them, and what are the sets that they are gonna have. And need to say, I'd beg to differ. It does need it, but you need Mega Mage more. Yeah, I'm not saying Blundguard couldn't use some love, but now like Mega Mage is my priority. And Born, you say I kinda dislike macOS and would low-key like to switch, but I'm too stubborn. And I'm familiar with most of the system. Kids, commands, files. Yeah, it is hard to go from one OS to another just because of the like how used you are to the things that are already in that system, you know. So I completely get it. But still, if you're getting if your workflow or the things that you would like to use are not very functional over there, that's the only way that I would say, okay, it's worth it taking the time to actually switch to an OS that's like better fitting for the type of work that I do or for the type of like use that I'm gonna give to my computer. And Space Guy, you say, I'm making a game as well in Scratch because I can code. Would you be willing to design some levels? I'll put you in credits of the game. So you know this game is inspired by Geometry Dash and TIG2. I'm not sure what TIG2 is, but awesome, dude, awesome. Yeah, if you'd like to, if I think that would be fine. If you want to send me like the link of the game or something, you can do that in, well, dude, feel free to join the Discord server and you can share about things about your game over there and the link over there so people from the server can also try it if they would like to. But yeah, for sure, I would be willing to design a level for your game. Don't need to put me on the credits or anything, but I would gladly do it. And Born, you say, I mean, Nick switched pretty quickly and nicely, I think. Yeah, he did, I think. You can confirm that, Nick. But I think Nick had like previous experience with Linux before, so I don't know. Nick, you say, yeah, I am liking my Switch. I managed to connect SCRCPI. I'm not sure what that is. And I can just like to stream my phone with USB debugging and use it on my computer. That's super nice. Super nice to have. I think you can do like something similar with yeah, you can do something similar with Windows now, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And Space Guy, you say TIG2 stands for the Impossible Game 2. Also, thanks. I'll message you once the songs are ready. Already. And Born, you say, man, I'm in the car and my internet's dying. Well, nothing to do about that, dude. Nothing to do about it. All right. So what's other thing that I've added? Oh yeah, I have. Well, let's go, and I'm gonna like basically tell you what are the other things that I've added. So I have added passive abilities. As I've told you, there are 2 passive abilities that are in the game now. You can't really see them anywhere or like equip them or unequip them because the menus are not there yet. But I will be working on that next week. I also revisited the enemy movement to improve it a little more. It should be a little bit more performant, even more than last week. I fixed the bug with the enemies getting stuck on the platforms. So now that should be gone. If you find it again, please tell me. But that should be gone. And yeah, that's it. Basically what I've done this week. So I'm gonna show you the passives. So over here, let's see. I have player passive manager. And there are 2 passives in the game right now. There is one that's called Mana Surge, which is basically for any attack, whatever source of damage you're inflicting is going to give you an extra 1 mana. So yeah, for example, if you get 2 or 3 mana from melee attack, it's gonna give you 4. And for example, the regular attacks that don't give you any mana are gonna give you one. You know, like you can have the behavior that the spells had before of giving you 1 mana if you equip that passive ability. And this is just for trying the system, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure which ones are going to be the passive things that I'll have in the game, like at release or anything. But I just want to have the systems in the game, so you can try it, give me feedback. And then version 3 and forward, we can have... like, I can have the core locked in, so I can just start adding a bunch of content. Okay, yeah, and I also have frost resistance, so I'm just gonna make sure to disable this for now. So this is... yeah, this is how slow I am when I get slowed down by the ice enemies. That's how slow you get, you know? But if I get the passive ability of frost resistance, you'll see that next time that I get slowed down, it's less. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's less slowing down. I probably have to do some other thing to make sure that it's like way more like visible for the player what things are. I thought of having like over here, for example, in this part, like the passive abilities that you have, so you can at all times see which things are taking effect when you're battling. And Maxim, you say, I see you publish on itch. Could you publish web version? I haven't tried to publish a web version. I could try for next version. I'll do the I'll try to have a web version of the game for next version. I just haven't tried it because most of the people that try the game download it anyway. But yeah, I'll try to do a web version. If nothing breaks, I'll just post it on itch. And Born just say my whole family uses macOS too. I'm doing the macOS family. Yeah, it sounds like it. And Ninja said you need to make some kind of inventory or unlock system soon. Yes, that's what I was working on yesterday. I haven't finished it yet. Like if you want me to show you, like let me beat this guy's sphere first. I didn't really need to do that, but I wanted to. Yeah, so over here I have some statched changes because I'm basically in the middle of doing yeah, reload this. Yeah, I'm in the middle of doing a system for equipping and unequipping stuff. This is just like planning the layout. It's probably not going to be like this because I found some errors, or I found some problems with the layout of this UI. But I'm in the middle of working on the equipping and unequipping things, basically. So yeah, next version, you will be able to not only change the clothing over here, but also this thing that I made. Let me stash that back. Let me put that into the stash. Again, reload. Yeah, this thing that you can see over here, that's super ugly at the, well, all of the UI is ugly, so it's not particularly ugly. Yeah, this thing that you can use to see the weapon that you have equipped, that's gonna be gone. Like, this is just super, it's something that I did super quickly, just so you could try and swap the weapons, but it's not going to be in the game at all. And I do plan to have like, I don't know, probably I will move the this box that holds your current spell. I'll move it to the right, and I'll have the minimap on the left. Maybe I'm not sure. I still have to revisit. Or system or whatever. Need to say with the armors and abilities, it will get out of hand later. Yeah. Need you say also fire will be actually useful. That's great to hear. Wow. And Space Guy, you say this looks cool. Well, thank you, thank you. And Maxime, you say I see you. Yeah, that's a previous message. And Space Guy, you say, did you hear about Glue 3D? It's a 3D game engine inside of Scratch. It has its own programming language as well. I had not heard about it. I'm not very familiar with Scratch and its like I guess Scratch has other engines inside of it, or like for example, I've heard of Turbo Wrap. But yeah, Maxime, you say with web on each conversion is going to race. Most people don't want to download and install something on the PC from unverified places. That's just not safe. When you go on web portal with the game, do web version. On the mage need idle animation. Yeah, that's something that I really need to add. I've been not procrastinating on doing it. I've just been prioritizing other things before doing the idle animation. But that's actually something that I have over here on the plans. I have an idle animation for this guy. Let's see where it is. Yeah, here, like bottom of the list. But it is something that I plan to implement. Yeah, if you want to see, or if you want to know what are the plans for 3.0, or at least the first stage of 3.0, is I have to think about character progression, how the character is going to be, how basically you are going to become more powerful throughout the exploration and like leveling up and like just progressing through the story. What is it going to mean to progress through to the game and become more powerful? Because yeah, for example, now we have like upgrades for your spells, but what is it going to be the difference from a player that just started, the player that has some hours and has explored like 50% of the game, versus a player that has completed the game and beat the final boss and whatever? Like, what's going to be the difference? Because there is going to be a difference in skill because of how fast the player can cast the spells and stuff like that. But there should be like more differences there. Like, I don't know, stats like so you can come back to the initial part of the game. I've always liked to do that when I've played RPGs and stuff. Like, go back to the first area of the game and like beat the crap out of all of the guys over there super easily. So yeah, I need to think about that. Then defining like what's going to be the clothing items that are going to be in the game, their stats, modifiers, and set bonuses. Then defining the Mega Mage audio-visual identity. That's what I've been talking about and japping for the last 3 weeks or something, which is like not just defining how the game is going to look in terms of rules for creating enemies and NPCs on the map, how they're structured the map, but also how the UI looks, how the sound effects are like cohesive in the world, post-processing, how's the post-processing going to look, so everything has a cohesive look. Then define the melee weapons, because I've been thinking about getting rid of the melee weapons, because now I do like them. I do like how the melee weapons are in the game. It just doesn't feel that doesn't fit that well with the identity of the game and you being a mage. So what I discussed past week was like getting rid of weapons as you have them now, but instead you're gonna have them not in your back, but it's gonna be something that you like summon to use. Like when you try to do a melee attack, it's going to appear in your hand. You're gonna do the melee attack and then it's gonna disappear. So it's more like a magical weapon and it feels different in the world and better in the world. And Space Guy, you say you could do a demo for the web version and make the full game downloadable, kind of like Geometry Dash and the new official website of Geometry Dash. I was thinking of just there will be a moment like right after the demo is out, where I won't be posting more free updates, because like it would defeat the purpose of getting the game, you know. But yeah, I'll consider. And multiplayer and an open world and 114 abilities and PvP. No. No, I'm keeping this game single player because I'm just a solo guy. Like, cut me some slack. I'm a solo guy. And need you say Turbo Rap is not inside Scratch. It's an alternative to Scratch. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought it was like some version of Scratch. And Maxime, you say, how is AI going? Started using some models. I used to use ChatGPT. ChatGPT sucks. Like, it just sucks. Then I tried Gemini. It was a little bit better with code and stuff. I've tried Claude too, and Claude is awesome. Like, Claude is great at code, and it's just like better than all the other models. I don't know what's your experience with AI, but if you are into like programming or like learning how to program, or you just don't care about programming and you want to get an AI to do it for you, I'd go with Claude. And Nick, you say, we need you to get custom emotes, Roman. I need my Tomcat. Sauce collector trivia like. Um, and Space Guy, you say, I have to go. Goodbye. Well, it was a pleasure having you here again. And yeah, remember about sharing your game on the Discord server so people can see and like try your game. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye. Take care. Sauce collector trivia like. And oh yeah, you can't multiplayer when you yourself a singular person though. Exactly. How would I multiplayer if I'm just a single person? Um, so yeah, what was I saying before? I talked about AI. Yeah, plans about what I'm gonna be doing. That's it. Like basically what I've mentioned is just let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, enemy tier system. Like now the enemies are in the game are gonna be like these are gonna be the lowest tier of enemies that you are gonna find in the game. So they are pretty easy to beat. They don't pose a threat, a threat if they are alone. It's just that they become a little bit more powerful when they are in a swarm, you know? So I do expect to have some mix of different tiered enemies in a fight. So for example, in a fight, you're gonna be fighting, I don't know, 40 of these swarm little guys, which are not like super hard to beat on its own, but as a swarm, they are a little bit more powerful. Then maybe you're gonna have like four other guys that are gonna be a little bit more difficult, like four times more difficult to defeat, and are gonna have a little bit more um, like different movements, you know, like more complex movements. And then you're gonna have like something that comes before mini bosses, then straight up like bosses, and then the lieutenants that I plan. That's gonna be like the for example in Breath of the Wild, those are the bosses that you find in the Divine Beasts instead of the ones that you find in the open world. And then you say, no, but the appearing magical abilities was a good idea for SE3 because there is basically no creative ceiling. Well, that's nice. How's the development of SE3 going? And I think it'll be a good idea here. Boss of the boss, you say? Yeah, kinda. Because for example, I'm like talking about Breath of the Wild, and then you know how you have stone talos. Let me look it up. Yeah, how you have stone talos. I think that's how talos. How this guy is kind of like a boss. Let me. Yeah, like this guy is kind of a boss, but it's one of those bosses that are repeatable, that you can find in multiple places in the world, and you can beat it multiple times. It has variations, but it's like it's just a boss. But then you have divine beasts, um Breath of the Wild. Well, these are like the divine beast bosses. Yeah, you have these things like Windblight Ganon, and you have the other whatever Ganon, and the Ganon, you know. So these are not bosses that you can repeat. I think like those are tied to the story and are like the most complex level of boss that you can face in terms of like being tied to progression and you not being able to repeat them after you beat them. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. You say I still can't figure out how to install Unity on Linux. Like, isn't there like a port of Unity in the Unity webpage for Linux? And you say I did a little bit on my second laptop, not very much at all. I'm a procrastination master. You say I see, fun. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. Um, so yeah, tomorrow. No, sorry. Next week there won't be a stream. I'll come back to streaming like after that week. And what else? What else? I have to think what the what the hell I'm gonna be speaking about, or what will I do a chart of next week, or the no, like actually next week, because I'm gonna be like doing a lot of planning and not a lot of developing. Yeah, like this, all of this tasks that are coming are like design thinking, not really anything in terms of implementation. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. You say there is, but it is trying to force itself into .bar, which has a file limit. And no matter what I try, Unity Hub still does it. I need to search for a solution. But procrastination feels so good. I'm getting good Clash Royale due to it. Well, at least that's something. You're gonna get a better at Clash Royale. Well, anyway, if you beat the procrastination, I would like to see uh, a new update for Souls Collector 3. You say file size limit. It's meant for config on trying to install the entire editor there. Not ideal, I'd suppose. Not ideal. And then you say, me too, you know. Well, all right. Um, Dude, you should try what I suggested. Have two projects instead, or two or three projects. So you can procrastinate in one and get to work in the other. And when you get tired or want to procrastinate in one, you just switch to another project, and you're gonna do work in one of them at a time until you get to procrastinate and switch to another. All right, so that's it. That's it for this week's stream. And I hope everything goes well next week so I can have a version out for you to try on itch. Because when was the last version? Like 15 days ago. It's not that bad. Well, anyway, that's gonna be the last version before 0.3. I think. Unless you count the patches. All right, yeah, that's it. We have armor, and that's it for this week. Well, bye bye. What an awful intro or outro. Yeah, let me get my camera back. Let me get my background back. So thank you for joining. Really appreciate you, Nick, and all of the people that joined the stream. And I'll see you not next week because I won't be streaming, but I'll see you the week after the next one. So bye bye. Take care and see you next time. Bye.